into one's purpose and walking in prosperity is to address the hurting places in our lives. I hated my father like I hated him with a passion.
Mm.
My life's goal was to kill him.
Mm.
My life's purpose was to just see him dying of thirst and just having all this water to and just not giving him. I got fulfilled from the idea to see him suffer. And you might ask
Well,
why.
why? Yes, I was about to ask you
Right, why? Where did this hurt come from?
why.
I will highlight one. There are myriads. He has never been in our lives. We have suffered abuse and rejection and all sort of things because of his absence. He has never ever wanted anything to do with us. And so I remembered it was primary school examination that will determine which high school you will attend. And the teacher said before the exam, which would be tomorrow, which is the next day, make sure you have a good breakfast, guys. Bring yourself a ruler, a sharpener, an eraser, a HB pencil, and be ready for the exam. And I had none of that, including the breakfast, because we were extremely poor. And
Mm-hmm.
went home and I gave the list of things that I need to mommy, and mommy prayed, and mommy said the Lord will provide. I had a problem with that because it's not like God does not know what I need. Why do I have to wait and suffer for Him to provide? And so I had challenges with that. So I didn't want to wait on God because waiting on God is hunger. Waiting on God is without
You
electricity and
think?
water. Right, that's what I thought. So
Yes.
I cannot wait on Him. So I'm going to help God. I'm going to help God now because sometimes God needs God needs help according to us, right?
Yes.
So I decided to go by my father's house and ask him just for a pencil. He has never given me anything in his life and in my life. And so a pencil at this juncture, I would forgive him. I got there, he was working on a ladder. That means he has a job. That makes the request easy.
Mm-hmm.
When I got closer, he was wearing a tight pants. I saw the money shapes in his pocket. So that means he has money. That makes the request even easier. And but there was a problem though, because I was 12 years old, 11 years, 12 years old. I didn't know how to address him because he was never in our lives. So I
Mm-hmm.
did not. I have never had to use the word father, daddy before. So I didn't know how to address him. I didn't know if I was to say in the Belizean parlance and in the Caribbean slang. I should have said my youth or doggy dog or whatsoever the slogan or the slang would be. But I needed the pencil, so I said, Daddy. I said, Good morning, Daddy. Today's my primary school examination. And he said, So what?
Mm.
A voice immediately said, Jeremy, leave. And a voice said, Stay. Because I needed the pencil, I followed the voice that said, Stay. And I said to him, I need a pencil, Daddy. He said, Leave and let your mother buy it. I said, If mommy could have bought it, I wouldn't have been here. And he chased me like a dog in front of the entire community. He shouted that I was not his son. And I won't lie to you. I bowed my head and I prayed because mommy taught us that it doesn't matter the situation, pray. So I prayed and I said, God, please give me the strength of Samson right now so I could teach this old fool a lesson. But that was short lived because God did not answer that prayer.
Mm.
God did not give me the strength of Samson. I did not feel the Spirit of God moving upon me and give me superhuman strength. And I was so embarrassed and ashamed and broken. Leading up to this though, there would be times when I would see him on the street walking. We're gonna pass each other coming in opposite direction. I would deliberately walk close enough to hit him, to touch him, so that he would look and just see that it is his son, and he wouldn't even recognize me.
Mm.
And that hurt to the core. It's a pain that words cannot describe. You begin to question your purpose. You begin to question your worth. You begin to question your value, and it led to a weakened personality. It led to low self-esteem and to suicidal thoughts and tendencies. Um, and so when these are not addressed, it creates bigger problem. But I left that day after he embarrassed me, but I was still going to the examination room because mommy said, go and make mommy proud. And I love my mom to death, so I was still going. I was overwhelmed with anger and hate, and just, I hated everything and everybody. And I was walking with my head up like this, because if I just would tilt my head a little, tears would come flowing like a river. And mommy said men should not cry. So I was trying my best to be a man and holding that tear. And it began to rain. Never forget. It began to rain, and I used the rain to hide my tears. I was able to cry without nobody seeing it. And I know I'm still walking. I'm soaked in the water from the rain, and I'm walking. My head is down. I'm crying, and there, while walking, there floated up out of a drain a pencil.
Wow, that's God.
Mommy said God would provide. I
Yes.
just didn't know. I just didn't know how and under what circumstances or means. And it wasn't a brand new pencil. It was a small pencil sharpened at the
Yes.
both ends. The pencil had no
HB,
eraser.
HB,
It
because
was
I
an
know
HB pencil. It was an
mercy.
HB pencil sharpened on the both ends. I later in my life realized that it was God who loaned me his pen, because God's pen has no eraser. Well, that's a